Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. We're back again for some more interesting news and developments that I think you're all going to probably get a kick out of. So let's talk about it because, well, at the end of the day, just can't make everybody happy. So, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Links down below, eBay TCG player, be a YouTube member, just watch the videos. But for a couple bucks a month, you can be like my boy Sawyer and support the channel, or you can also go to the Otaku shop, get you 10% off with Capnclyde as your discount code. The link will take you straight in with the code, or you could just type it in by hand if you're a little old-fashioned, I guess. Anyway. Also, we're on Whatnot, so here's this Saturday, 9 p.m. Central Time. We're going to have ripping ships. We're going to play a bingo board. We're going to have wheel prizes for the bingo board. All kinds of good stuff. Sealed Tarkir play booster boxes. The whole 9 yards. With that, here's the bingo board of some of the bigger hits, but not the bonus hits, which are the biggest. So make sure you get to that. Not to mention, if we manage to cover the whole board, whoever covers the board gets a grand prize of a Final Fantasy play box. And for this one in particular, shipping's free. That's right. The price you see is the price you pay. If you've never been on Whatnot, it kind of does shipping for you. It's a little weird, so I'm just going to cut that out this time and see how it works because it's just makes math hard, damn it. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to talk about is this little fella here. So the Magic players are slamming the hard to read Edge of Eternity bonus sheet cards. So you can see them down here. Apparently the feedback that they have been getting is that these cards are hard to read. The only thing I have to say about that is you don't know what hard to read was. Back during Cant, when that shit came out and looked like chicken scratches from a 2-year-old, that was hard to read. This says Echoing Depths, and this says Swamp Yard. I mean, is this what we've really boiled it down to? Is this what we have to complain about? Not box prices, not limited print runs, not the Sonic stuff. I mean, we complain about everything, right? But, like, really? Like, this is the stuff that's starting to make the news? I mean, granted, we can report on it, but, like, for the love of Christ, there are bigger problems than these cards and their text. Because also, if you look at it, just the name is what's hard to pronounce. You can read the card. What's that saying? Reading the card explains the card? Yeah. That was also not a thing in Amonkhet. Like, the whole card was effed up. So, yeah. Now, with that being said, that does make me pause and think about one thing. When those cards first came out, people had this same talk about them. And look what those cards are worth now. Now, I'm not saying that means anything, but kind of weird. And personally, I like the Amonkhet cards. I thought they were cool when they first came out. Yes, I couldn't read them, but it was still neat. These, I've already talked about how I love the border. I can read them, even though the words are a little weird, which is kind of cool because they're readable weird. Still full art, like, I don't know. Are we going to have another Amonkhet situation in a couple years where these boxes just get out of control? We'll have to wait and see. So, beyond that silly nonsense, we actually have something that is relatively interesting. MTG Designer confirms the Power 9 are going to come to the arena. Now, with that being said, this article, thank you, Alex, for talking about it, is clearly clickbait. But it is something to talk about because things have been mentioned that make this actually possible. So, I mean, you can read this through here real quick, new pusher cards like Frenzied Baloth, Modern Horizons set, so forth and so on. We know we're missing a lot of cards out of Arena already. With that said, though, some of the cards actually in the set could be printed. For example, here, this is a quote. The OG dual lands are in our not collectible, at least for now, list, alongside things like Power 9. So, not saying never, and on a long enough timeline, I'm sure it's a win not if, but if I would not expect them in constructed anytime soon. No shit. Like, you can't put them into constructed. But, I think something else we're probably going to start seeing is probably cards that give you access to these cards without you being able to put these cards into your decks. And one of the reasons I say that is we currently have Oracle of the Alpha, I believe it is, a blue card that puts all the Power 9 in your deck. When you cast it, it comes into play to enter the battlefield trigger. There's a white card, I believe, that when you attack with 3 creatures, puts a Mox Ruby into your hand. We're starting to see cards like that pop up in Arena. And, well, that is a roundabout way to get those cards into Arena and playable without people being able to just put them in. With that being said, I don't know how you guys feel about Arena. I don't think it's going so hot. I mean, it's a decent platform to play and practice on. But as far as being a good, we'll say, substitution for the original Moto, which they let go to pieces, I just don't see it, because Arena, you can't get any value out of your cards. Once you buy something, it's gone forever because you're just collecting digital stuff that's never really yours. Unlike Moto, where you could actually trade cards, and people would let you trade cards for cash, money, tickets, turn them into wizards to get cards. That was a whole thing. Arena has none of those functions. It's purely a money grab. And people just don't like that. I mean, and some people still play it, and they have events on Arena. I'm not saying they don't. But let's be fair. When's the last time you saw serious advertisements for Arena like you did when it first came out? It's pretty much been swept under the rug. And people are hoping that people just keep buying enough to keep it going while they make a little money off of it, and nobody really talks about how piss poor it turned out to be and is becoming. So, yeah. And since it's not in the forefront anymore after the vid on how to play Magic, it has really fallen off the map. So, I believe that we could easily, especially as Arena gets more unpopular or played less, see them start injecting things like Power 9 and maybe the dual lands probably first, to get people into Arena to play again, to try to revive and revitalize it. But we'll have to wait and see. But at the end of the day, I think for now and probably the near future, probably a long future, all we're going to get are cards like the Oracle that are going to, put them into our deck, and we can't actually do it ourselves. So, but hey, what can you do? It is what it is. Now, the funny part, for any of those who actually care, I'm sure you don't, because I know I don't, but the Funko CEO has exited after a little over the year. That's right. In the interim, the toy company appointed Michael Lunsford, who says it has yet to achieve the full potential of Funko. If you're curious, yes, this is the previous CEO of Wizards, Cynthia Williams, who has, almost destroyed Magic and has went to Funko and proven that she still sucks at that job. She'll probably get another one for some fucking reason, because people don't understand that when you get fired from 2 jobs or asked to leave, or you see the downturn in 2 companies, that makes you a good prospect for another one. Like, fucking Christ. I've been in management way too long and seen this dumb shit. It's insane. Anyway, though, what I think is funny about this article, other than the fact that people are starting to realize that she's the problem, and I don't mean that anyway against her, it's just the mentality and how she runs businesses, and how those businesses and those practices are actually bad. It says here that Lunsford previously served as Funko's interim CEO from 23 to 24. He's going to have to do it again, apparently. The board of directors thanks Cynthia for her many accomplishments during her tenure at Funko. Can anybody name one? Anyway, said the chairman of the board, Charles Denson, we believe a change in leadership is necessary to deliver full shareholder value, and believe Mike's appointment positions us accordingly. Mike is experienced in leading several companies, including Funko. Through successful corporate transitions, the board has asked Mike to help us realize our full potential for the business, including helping to identify a new CEO, accelerating our organic growth, and explore all financial and strategic options for the business. I believe we have yet to achieve our full financial yada 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 yakety smackety. And it says here how she has resigned. However, as you noted in the previous article, CEO exits. It says here she resigned. Here, it talks about her exiting her role. But let's not be too hasty. There are several of them out there that say the fluffy stuff not out loud and says things like the decision was made by the board of directors, a company spokesperson said in an email. That's right. She resigned because the company said you can resign or we'll fire you because you're not doing a good job or a good enough job. Take your pick there, whatever you want. The board determined that the company needs new leadership to accelerate growth, the spokesperson said. And then it talks about, again, Mike stepping up to the position, so forth and so on. And it's just kind of interesting how these things, no one's ever, it's weird. It's how, everybody's held accountable until it's upper management. And then it's you should leave on your own terms before we have to do something rash and make your resume look bad. But in all honesty, if you're leaving companies left and right, are you really the person for the job? I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she learned something from all this. Like, she's bad at decision making. I don't know. Or she shouldn't run games. She should go back to selling cigarettes or go back to working for Amazon or something that has, a customer base that doesn't care about their decisions as long as the stuff stays cheap. She can make as much of it as she wants. Anyway, thought you might find that interesting. I got a little bit of a hee out of it. So, till next time, be kind. Kind of funny I say that after just talking a whole bunch of smack. Anyway, I hope to see you across from the game table. I'm just an ass. Anyway.